Hey everyone, welcome back. All right, so today we are doing something a bit different. Okay, so have you ever you know how sometimes you come across a word
Yeah,
and it just like sticks with you? You're
Okay.
like, what is that word?
totally.
I was up late the other night, just kind of doing some internet deep dives as one does, and I came across this word.
Yeah.
Inextricable.
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 Wow.
And I was like, huh.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever even heard that word before. Or if I have, I definitely haven't used it in a sentence, you know.
Right.
But it really stuck with me, and it turns out I'm not alone, because we got this blog post that we're going to be taking it to today.
Okay.
And this person, the author, is like really wrestling with some inextricables in their own life.
Okay. Interesting.
So what is it about that word inextricable that you think kind of speaks to?
Wait, it's funny you say that because I think it does speak to something very human, right? Like that experience of feeling like you're caught in a web of complexity.
Yeah.
That feeling of being overwhelmed by things that we can't quite untangle.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can't get out of it.
Totally.
It's like a puzzle you can't solve.
Yeah, and even the dictionary definition's kind of intense.
What is it?
So it's like a problem or a doubt that is so intricate and confusing that it's hard to solve.
Right.
But it almost feels like it goes beyond just like a problem,
Yeah.
you know?
It's more of a state of being.
Yeah, like a state of being.
Like being just stuck,
Yeah.
trapped, almost suffocated by the sheer intricacy of things.
Yes.
Have you ever had like a knot
Yeah.
that you just can't untie?
Oh my gosh, yes.
No matter how hard you pull,
Yeah, you're like, am I making it worse?
it's just getting tighter.
It's getting worse.
That's inextricable.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
That's the feeling.
Uh-huh.
So we've got this word inextricable.
Right.
And we've got this blog post.
Okay.
And the author is like using it to describe their life.
Yes.
So what are they grappling with?
Well, this blogger, we're going to keep them anonymous, of course, for their privacy,
Of course.
is going through some very relatable struggles.
Okay.
I mean, they talk about the pandemic,
Uh-huh.
how that's just thrown their world and everybody else's
Yep.
for a loop.
Yeah.
And then there's insomnia, feelings of guilt, this like overarching sense of not having the answers as an adult. Right?
Which I think.
Which is so common.
It's so common.
Like you're supposed to be a grown-up,
Yeah.
but you just feel lost.
And confused all the time.
Totally.
Especially now.
Especially now.
In today's world,
Yeah.
the messages we're constantly bombarded with
Right.
about success, about having it all figured out.
Yeah.
I think most of us
Yeah.
are just trying to navigate this complex life
Absolutely.
the best we can.
As best we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's interesting because this person, this author, they mentioned taking 2 cans of speed a few hours before writing this.
Wow. And it's interesting because it is a late night kind of stream of consciousness,
Right.
kind of post,
Yeah.
it's like we're really getting
An inside look.
an inside look into their mind.
Yeah, and for folks who might not be familiar with that term, stream of consciousness,
Yeah.
it's a writing style that really mimics the way our thoughts kind of flow,
Yeah.
right? Jumping between ideas and emotions
Uh-huh.
without any real structure.
Right.
And in this case, like, given that the author, took some stimulants,
Yeah.
might explain why it feels so intense. Like, there's this frenetic energy.
Yeah, it's like almost like they were trying to like power through it.
Yeah, like maybe or untangle it. Maybe the speed was a way to like
Yeah.
untangle those inextricables.
Right?
To kind of like push through the discomfort.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if that's healthy or not.
Right, exactly.
Is that
Like, is that helping?
a good coping mechanism?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it is a way to deal with those overwhelming feelings. It's like a very human need to find ways to cope. And sometimes we reach for the quick fix,
Yeah.
even if it's not the best long-term solution.
Right.
Which actually kind of ties into how this author keeps coming back to the word itself, inextricable.
They are so fascinated with the word itself.
Right.
It's like they're trying to unravel the word as well.
Yes.
It's like the sound of it, the way it connects to the word inexplicable.
Yeah.
Like
it holds some kind of key
yeah.
to understanding this whole experience.
What do you think it is about that they're finding so fascinating?
I think it shows just how powerful language can be
Right.
when we're grappling with these big emotions. Right? And sometimes finding the right word,
Yeah.
even a word as unusual as inextricable, can make you feel less overwhelmed,
Right.
less inexplicable.
Yeah.
It's like, You know how people say, you gotta name the monster under the bed
Oh, yeah.
to be less afraid of it? It's kind of like that.
It's like giving it a name.
Yeah.
It makes it less scary.
Right.
Yeah,
Even if you're still scared,
right.
it's a little less scary.
It's like you're finding like the missing puzzle piece.
Totally.
It's like, oh,
It clicks.
it clicks.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily like solve the whole puzzle.
Exactly.
But it's like one piece is in place,
Right.
which is helpful.
And that leads us to, I think, what I find most interesting about this whole post is the author's like determination to stay standing.
Right.
Even amidst all this.
All these inextricables.
Inextricables.
Yeah.
They even compare themselves to trees that die on their feet.
Wow.
Right? Facing their challenges head on.
Wow. I've never heard that.
Until the very end.
I like that.
Right.
That's powerful.
It is a powerful metaphor for resilience,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, even when you're faced with these seemingly impossible obstacles,
Yeah.
you can still choose to stand tall,
Yeah.
to keep growing, keep evolving.
And there's even like a whole body of research
Oh, yeah.
on this idea of resilience.
There is, about
Yeah.
how we can cope with these things. And
Yeah.
studies actually show that, like, focusing on our own internal strengths, our ability to adapt, to find meaning,
Yeah.
even in really tough situations,
Yeah.
that's crucial for
Right.
navigating all of this.
Yeah, so even if we can't always untangle those knots,
Yeah,
we can choose to just stand firm and face them.
just face them.
And that's a form of strength.
Absolutely.
Just that alone.
Sometimes just standing
Yeah.
is the bravest thing you can do.
Wow. So as we wrap up, I'm thinking about the power of words, the challenges we all face, but also that resilience that we can find in ourselves.
Right.
And it makes me wonder, what are some of your inextricables?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, what are those things in your life that just feel so tangled
Yeah.
or overwhelming?
It might be helpful to, like, jot down some thoughts.
Yeah.
Maybe even try to give those inextricables a name.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, even when things feel impossible to untangle, you have the strength to stand tall.
You've got this.
You got this.
Yeah. So for everyone listening, catch you next time, folks, on this podcast series called Short Stories, Long Talks, exclusively on Spotify.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
See ya.